Alright, so this is a video tutorial on how to do the 2-1 skip or the Armored Spider boss skip. There are two different ways of doing this skip. I'm going to show you both methods. One of them results in you completely bypassing the Armored Spider boss fight, and it puts you right after the fog gate of that boss fight. And the second method will actually put you inside of the boss fight but behind the Armored Spider. Either way, it skips most of 2-1, and it's really easy to do actually. I'm going to show you the first method though. You're just going to sprint off this ledge right here. Puts you out of bounds. Just roll a couple times. And you can sprint down this. So now you're in this little out of bounds area. Just ahead of me is an invisible floor where you're just going to fall. You're going to fall forever and ever and ever. So what you're going to do is you're going to fall off and load your game. And what that does is it's going to bring you back in, but it's going to think you're in part of World 2, or sorry, Level 2 of World 2. And when it does that, it's going to load a little tunnel just right underneath the floor here. And that's part of the trick. So for the first method to skip the boss completely, you're going to want to go along the wall kind of how I'm doing. And then I'm just going to run like right here, like right off here. Just so I have good placement for the trick. Just run off and load your game. So what that's going to do is it's going to put me on the last surface I was on, and it's also going to load the tunnel underneath me. So for the first method, to skip the boss fight, you're going to want to drop off the invisible floor, and you're going to want to hit the tunnel on the side. You don't want to land on top of it, or else you won't be able to skip him. You want to like just graze off the side of the tunnel and continue falling, and then load your game again. So I think I'm in really good position right here. It's kind of hard to get a visual on what you're doing, but I'm just gonna fall off. And just like that, see how I just kind of slid off the edge? You have to do that. I don't know exactly why it works, but if I were to take a shot in the dark, I think it's just like the game thinks you touched level 2 of the world, and then it starts trying to load you into level 2, but doesn't know where to put you. So the first time you load the game, it's just going to have you falling in a standing animation. So you're just going to load your game again, just like this. And if you're not fast enough on that screen, which is, it's really easy to do it quickly, you'll actually hit the floor of level 2. But for some reason, the game just doesn't know where to put you at this point, and it's going to put you right after the fog gate of the Armored Spider. So that is the first method. It's just sliding off of that tunnel and then just loading twice. So here I'm after the fog gate, and it slowly dissipates, and it's just kind of dancing over there. And you can continue with the level if you want, or you can actually go into the boss fight, and it commences the boss fight. You can leave like whenever you want. And the music stops. It's pretty funny. He's there whenever you need him. But that was the first method. And I'm just gonna use a Nexial binding. Alright, so the second method is kind of the same nature of the glitch is abused, except you're gonna go on top of the tunnel and die. This one's actually a lot easier, and the only time you would ever need to do this skip is if you were doing the Dragon Bone Smasher run, where you need to have White World tendency, so you would want to kill the Armored Spider. So that is, both methods can be employed. The first method is good for a Sorcerer run, and the second one is good if you're going to do the Dragon Bone Smasher, because you would need to kill the Armored Spider. So you're going to do the same thing, sprint right off, roll, continue sprinting down this little incline. And this time you don't need to go along the wall like you did the first time to get the right angle to just slide off the tunnel. Instead you can just run straight off and load the game. And it's going to have the same effect. It's going to place you on the ledge that you were last on, and it's going to load the tunnel. The only difference is, once you're on top of the tunnel, the game is going to start saving. And there's... I'll just explain as I go along. It's kind of stupid. Let's see. Alright, so this is the tunnel. Notice in the top right corner, it's saving right now. So I'm gonna run up to these explosive barrels and kill myself, and that's what you should do. But you have to wait until it's been saving for like, yeah, see how it disappears right there? You kind of have to wait till it's about done saving, or else if you kill yourself too fast, it'll put you back to the beginning of 2-1, which is what you don't want. So once the game's done saving your location, which it should save it instantly, I don't know why it doesn't. Whenever it's done, and then you just go over here and you die. It's that simple. The run that Twilight does of the Dragon Bone Smasher, where he actually does that trick, the technique he uses is just jogging across the tunnel, and then the load screen is kind of done by the time you're, or not the load screen, sorry. It's done saving by the time you get to the barrels. So if you can just jog there, just don't sprint there, and the timing will kind of work out. But that puts you right inside of the Armored Spider boss fight, and the fog gate is still up if you do it this way. You can just kind of kill him, and then all is normal. So that's how you do the 2-1 skip, the two different variations. And hope you guys get it down.